Welcome to the Redvee TV preview show, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2022 season. As we look ahead to St Helens Round 6 Betfred Challenge Cup clash against Whitehaven this Saturday. Kev, we couldn't have got a better tie in terms of chance to go somewhere that we don't go very often.
Yeah. First of all, welcome back to the preview shows. You've not done one for a while, have you?
You said I was booing last Thursday.
Yes,
you were wrong.
Yeah, I think you were until 90+4 or whatever it was.
90+8, but you were completely wrong. I was booing on Sunday instead.
Oh. Fair enough. Going back to it, yeah, listen, I think all Saints fans were looking forward to an away day somewhere we've not been for a while. And Whitehaven properly ticks that box. 2001, we were up there in the Challenge Cup. And I think that the chance to go up to one of them grounds, I'm sure there's going to be quite a few Saints fans making the long schlep up to Cumbria on Saturday.
I do wonder how many of us were there last time we played. There'll be a fair few. I actually remember the trip up to Whitehaven because it was like, it made Knowsley Road at the time look like, I won't say Wembley, but better than it was. And I can't remember much about the game. I can only remember being stood in that corner behind the sticks where the away end is. I'm thinking that they all sounded like Geordies. Very, very sorry. I'm probably completely wrong, and it's just the Cumbrian accents, but I couldn't work out at the time why they sounded like Geordies. That's my whole memory of that trip.
Yeah, we were discussing this before we started recording, weren't we? And I worked in retail back then, and you had to pick and choose your weekends off. So a weekend going up to Whitehaven on a Sunday would definitely not have been one of those. So this is my first trip up to Whitehaven. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to going to a proper old school club, a proper old school ground, one of the kind of, I don't know, traditional names in rugby. I'm looking forward to it. And as we said, as we started, I think that quite a few Saints fans are going to be exactly the same.
2 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. The weather's been quite nice this week. If it stays nice, I imagine the M6 is going to be busy for people heading towards Blackpool initially, and then obviously up to the lakes. I think it's about 80 miles as the crow flies from St Helens to Whitehaven. Unfortunately, the roads don't go the way the crow flies, and it's actually 140 miles. Takes you around a lovely tour of the Lake District. I imagine those roads may be quite busy on Saturday, so bear that in mind. Maybe not fat people going to rugby, but the scenic, picturesque areas along the way. So give yourself plenty of time if you are heading up. Kevin?
Scenic, picturesque, and you mentioned Blackpool.
It's picturesque if you don't have to stop.
Yeah, true.
Right, the squad for Saturday then, Kev. Some big names returning.
Yeah, Joe back. Oh, very good. Very good. Sione back.
He is. He's the only survivor from our previous visit. That's going back some. Dwayne West and Tommy Martin in the halves, though, named in the halves. It's not a half-back that you'd expect, is it? Big Mac, Kieran given the weekend off. Still a good side.
Well, yeah, listen, there's quite a few Super League performances and appearances in that team, aren't there? Obviously, it's the start of some people's careers and coming towards the end of other people's careers. But, yeah, it's a good mix, isn't it? And look at that classic kit there with Sully in it. Just proper iconic kit, that, isn't it?
Proper made on the cheap kit, that was.
Did we wear that for 2 seasons as well?
Yeah, we wore it in 2000 and 2001.
Yeah.
I want to suggest that photo is from the wrong season.
Okay.
That's the 2000 kit, the Y2K.
Yes.
Did we wear that? No, hang on. Was 2000? That was the 99. That was the wrong. Yeah, that's the 9. Isn't that the 99 2000 kit? Wasn't 2001 the Sporting Club St Helens with the big S on the back in the big grey?
The Caledonia one?
Yes.
Was that? Got me thinking, is that not 2004?
I could be
You're now
wrong.
Googling it because I feel like I'm doing that now.
It is, sorry, it is the wrong kit. That was the 2000 kit. And then we suddenly decided to make the same kit for 2001 with Sporting Club St Helens on it and Exeter.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 99 have been the John Smith's one, the kind of one that came over almost like a curved V with the black lines in it.
There's 2001.
Yeah. More fascinating Saints kit talk from us two here.
Is that a good spot, that, though?
Yeah.
I'm having that. But yeah, what a team.
Numbers on the shorts as well. When did that go away?
Yeah, Kev. Mr. McCulley's surname.
McCulley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First name?
Mark.
Correct. That was his one and only St Helens appearance.
Oh, fair enough. One more than I've made.
Do you know what? There's a good quiz question. How many players can people name on our social media channels who only played for Saints once but won?
Yeah. Good one.
That's a really good one because obviously there's a lot over the years, like when we went to Bradford with the Bet Shop boys.
Yeah.
And left everybody at home and basically were signing players on the motorway on the way to play.
It's funny because it feels like it's true.
And the fun bus at the time had wind of the team. I made an absolute killer on it. So we're getting beat by whatever it was, 50 or 60. And nobody could understand why half the Saints fans who were there were absolutely made up because everybody had made an absolute killing on it. Bookies. Yeah. And obviously, yeah. Right. The real team then, Kev. We'll move on. Yeah. Another flying winger on the photograph. Another Welsh winger on the photograph.
Another Welsh winger. Yeah. That's it. Regan's back in. Joe Batchelor's back in. Two big names coming back into the squad there, aren't there?
Do you reckon Christian Wolf would be brave enough to not play Kyle Amor this weekend?
No.
Would you make him captain?
No. Yeah, actually, I think he would be brave enough if he thought it was right for the team. But Kyle will play. Would I make him captain? Is there room for sentiment in sport? Possibly for a game against Whitehaven. You know what? Yeah, possibly for a game against Whitehaven. Why not?
Yeah. Absolutely. We won't make him change teams at half time and come out and play for them in a second, though.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Obviously, we've gone really strong. I know you'd asked the question on social media this week about would you go strong? Most fans said yes. I potentially would have rested a few, but I think obviously injuries have come into play a little bit, and that's how I were respecting it as much as we are. Not that we wouldn't anyway, but I think the results last week maybe is give Christian Wolf a little bit more food for thought to think about, and that's why he might have gone a little bit stronger than he would have, and potentially give some more of them players another opportunity to prove themselves.
Yeah, that's it. I think it was obviously a shock result last week. I know there's quite a few Saints fans actually got on Toulouse as a little bit of a backup and won some money. I saw quite a few people on social media put that out there. I think the reason that I'll say it's a shock is that we were going so well. I know Toulouse had started picking up some form, but when you're playing top against bottom, unbeaten against not one, you're expecting Saints to come away with the victory, aren't you? As you say, that's probably given Christian Wolff and the players the kind of, listen, you need to put your ideas up here. I'm not saying this game's going to be the same, but you need to kind of go back to what you've done in the first 5 weeks and not let them standards slip. Because when you see some of the defending and the effort that from either the clips or if you've seen the game back or whatever, it just wasn't there, was it? It just wasn't at the intensity that we saw for the Catalan game. It's kind of dropped off a little bit, and as I said in the instant fan reaction, I hadn't seen the Toulouse game, but there's only Wakefield who caused us any type of problem. Warrington hadn't caused us any type of problem. Catalan came with a game plan, and we soon swatted that to one side. So hopefully the players kind of get that kick up the backside that they need. I'm not saying they went there with a bad attitude or anything like that, but it's just that I think attitude is the main thing. We've got the ability, we've got all the ability in the world. You just go with that kind of relaxed kind of thought of, yeah, we can go through the motions and get something here. And it's, as I say, it's not doable. You've got to be at your best.
Looking at that squad, Kev, who misses out? You could pretty much go with anybody, depending on what the thinking is, whether anybody's carrying a knock, whether Christian wants to see a player or two, like Lewis Baxter, I think was the Academy Player of the Year last year.
Yeah.
I've seen him in action this season for the reserves. He's a good lad. He'll be knocking on the door over the next year or two for a place in that first team squad in the 17. He may be one that Christian decides that that's the one he's going to have a look at this weekend, and Sam Royal might get another go as well.
Well, based on how Christian Wolff usually picks his teams, and as we always do, always put the caveat in that everybody in that squad is fit. Based on how Christian Wolff picks his teams, I would imagine the 4 to miss out will be John Bennison, Sam Royal, Lewis Baxter, and Ben Davies. How I've picked a team and how I would probably go is slightly different to that. And I've left out Jack Wellesby, James Roby, Morgan Knowles, and Mark Purcell. And I still think there's enough. And my team lines up as Bennison, Makinson, Perel, Davis, Grace, Lomax, Dodd, Amor, Lussick, Parsi, Batchelor, Sirenen, Wingfield, with Louis, Dan Norman, Sam Royal and Lewis Baxter on the bench. And I still think there's enough there, enough nous and enough ability there to see off Whitehaven. Yeah,
I agree. The only one I think from that lineup, I suspect Wellesby will be an over Bennison now. If you were going to go with that, I'm not sure we'd put him into the firing line on potentially a windy day at Whitehaven.
But that's it. The reason I picked that squad was to kind of try and see what would happen if I left out 4 decent big name players. Yeah. And 4 who, I mean, Wellesby did pick up a knock. Was it at the end of the Warrington game? Was it the Warrington game? And he picked up a bit of a knock and went off for the final couple of minutes. And then he played against Toulouse. So it's whether he is carrying something and having that week off just suits him. And with Bennison, you can always put Makinson in at fullback and put Bennison on the wing. You can defend in different ways if you felt the need to. But yeah, as I say, it's tough to kind of pick on this one because, I mean, Christian Wolff tends to stick to what he knows.
And don't get me wrong, Kev, any combination of that 21 into the 17 should be enough to beat a struggling championship side. And And if we couldn't, then you don't deserve to be in the competition. And that's nothing taken away from Whitehaven whatsoever, because they're a semi-professional team. And with the levels in rugby league, any professional Super League team should be able to go and beat a lower lower division side, especially if the one that's lower in the table.
Yeah, you say any combination should beat them, but while it might be interesting to watch, I don't necessarily want to see Dan Norman and Lewis Baxter at halfback. You're right, though, when it comes to...
I never said play them at halfback, Kev.
Yeah, you said any combination.
That said, Joseph Paolo played halfback for Toulouse and beat us.
Well, true. Yeah, true. This game, mate, is a hiding to nothing almost for Saints. Because what are we on the coupon? Is it 60? Did he say to me on the phone?
Wouldn't touch us with 60. I haven't seen the coupon, but I think I said to you earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll go up there and win by 60. I think if we go up there and win, I think potentially we get on top early, put a decent score on, and then ease off. And you potentially come away with you've won by between like 20 and 30 points.
Well,
I just don't see us going to Whitehaven and putting 60 on them away from home.
Yeah, and this is it. It's a hiding to nothing where if you win by 60, that's what everybody's expecting. If you win by 20, 30, people just shrug the shoulders. If you win by 6, or they've run them close, and if the unthinkable happens and we get beat 2 weeks in a row, then all of a sudden it's the biggest giant killing that the cup has possibly
the game has ever seen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So to me, it's a hiding to nothing for Saints. Listen, I mean, I'm going to look forward to going up there, and I don't expect us to lose. But I don't think there's a result that we can come out of this and people are going to turn around and go, yeah, fair play to Saints. Is there?
To be fair, Kev, if we get beat on Saturday, I will run and jump into the sea.
Please don't, you're driving.
Well, we'll be driving into the sea, Kevin.
No, please don't. Please don't.
But yeah, looking forward to the trip. And do you know what? We've got a lot of fans up in the Cumbrian region, especially with the likes of Morgan Knowles and Kyle Amor. And do you know what? I think for Cumbrian Rugby League, I think it's good that Saints are taking a decent first choice squad up there, showing them the respect they deserve. And do you know what? Helping Whitehaven get a big crowd in as well, and helping the club's coffers up there, and hopefully they'll get to enjoy watching some top class rugby league and supporting their own side in the process.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully that's it. It should be a game that's enjoyed by the Whitehaven fans as well as our fans. Hopefully they get out to support the team. I don't know what the current attendance is like. But hopefully it's one of them that brings fans to the ground. And if they've not been going to the game for whatever reason, I know times are tough and the cost of living's going up and everything like that. But if it just reminds fans of going the match of a weekend and gets them back down there to a couple of games, I'm sure Whitehaven will welcome them with open arms. And as you say, we've got a big following. I don't know if Peter Elder's going to actually head down from Scotland. Says it's not too bad a train for him.
Closer to him, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I actually know of a St. Helens fan from Whitehaven. Dom, who's the landlord of the Bridewell pub in Liverpool. He's actually from Whitehaven and he's a big Saints fan. He's also a big Evertonian as well. So, listen, got to have one good team or one bad one, haven't you?
The yin to the yang.
Mm.
But yeah, predictions then for Saturday, Kev.
Saints by 24.
I'll go Saints by 34. And I would get on the road early. I wouldn't be going at 10 o'clock in the morning. You might miss kickoff. Especially if that M6 has any sort of traffic jam on it. We don't have to go up the M6 very often, do we?
No. Because it's not roadworks, is it? It's not manage motorways.
I think it is in Haydock.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll soon bypass the my homeland.
fingers crossed. Wait, what, Kev? Burnley?
It's Burnley, yeah. Not Haydock,
Yeah.
where I'm actually from.
You just pretend you're from there, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
To
be honest, Dave, who's going to admit to coming from Haydock? Who's going to make a point of saying that they come from
Think carefully what you're saying here, Kevin.
Apart from a yicker. Nobody's going to admit to it unless it actually is true.
Okay. Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will catch you on Saturday afternoon from a windy Whitehaven. Catch you soon.